Hi everybody, I'm Jeff Wittick, the Chief Product Officer at Ampere. Welcome to this call today, and I'm really excited to talk to you about the NextArch Foundation. We also have Mark Shan from Tencent on this call today. He's the chairperson of the Tencent Open Source Alliance. I've had a great experience working with Mark, and he'll speak to you more in a little bit. Today, we're going to talk about Next. Even though I can't actually see everybody, I hope you can enjoy the presentation. Let's dive in. Next generation has been used in technology scenarios to describe innovations in technical architecture. Clearly, new technologies and concepts will mature and iterate at an even faster cadence going forward into the future. Compute requirements will grow by multiple X over the next 5 years, which will require innovations in performance and power efficiency that go well beyond what we've seen over the last decade. It's no surprise that technical stacks are constantly changing, with the widespread application of cloud native, big data, blockchain, open hardware, and other technologies that enterprises are using to gain competitive advantages. This will surely continue. The result of this situation is that they need more industry solutions, more integrated solutions, and joint hardware-software architectures to address the challenges of digital transformation, productization, and commercialization. But tackling these problems brings even more technical difficulties. Solutions often are case by case, and they have high thresholds. With the rapid development of heterogeneous architectures and multi-cloud scenarios, the scope expands even more. To help enterprises manage new businesses and scenarios in the future, NextArch Foundation is coming together to solve the compatibility problems of different frameworks and protocols. Ultimately, it will lower the threshold for using components in a heterogeneous architecture. Today, many traditional enterprises are choosing to pursue more technologies for digital transformation, and they want to shorten the development and production time of new business products. But when they do that, they're going to meet new challenges like high thresholds to use multiple components, compatibility in heterogeneous and multi-cloud solutions, and improving the performance of computing. And across the industry, we'll see challenges like the lack of common solutions causing there to be a high cost of innovation. We'll see many industries facing various challenges across open source, integration, adaptation, ecosystem, and technology, and the growing need to accelerate the application implementation process. We'll also see the need to build intelligent plus centralized architectures and break the disconnect presented by each distributed unit. And for commercialization, two typical challenges are how do you integrate the new technology with business and maximize the potential for business applications? And how do you rely on the new architecture or re-engineering to empower the change of the enterprise business model? NextArch stands for Next Architecture. Considering the need and the difficulties to build the next architecture, Mark is going to bring us the vision, the mission, and more of the NextArch Foundation. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you, Jeff, for a great summary of the challenges we will see during digital transformation. I do want to point out that many new open source projects have actually solved problems in multi-cloud, heterogeneous architectures, and compatible historical architectures, but for various reasons, they are often not well connected, and a neutral home for them is missing. With that in mind, NextArch Foundation hopes to include the next generation technology architecture that is more suitable for open source projects, developers, and enterprises to promote business growth. And NextArch Foundation will achieve this goal through an open and neutral open source ecosystem. This vision of NextArch is to be a neutral home for building an open source ecosystem of the next architecture, which is suitable for enterprise development and promoting technological innovation and business growth. And we will start with the mission by developing a next generation microservices architecture for heterogeneous infrastructure design, showing the actual problems. With the future in mind, NextArch Foundation will expand its focus areas step by step. NextArch will focus on evolution, application, and commercialization of technologies in major areas. This includes CI/CD, cloud, containers, virtualization, data and analytics, DevOps, IoT, network communication, and edge computing, open hardware, storage, web, and application development. And NextArch Foundation will focus on new applications solutions, integrated solutions targeted for industries such as automotive, gaming, healthcare, media entertainment, retail, and telecommunications. In terms of organizational structure, NextArch Foundation will have TOC and end-user community for the overall planning and development of the foundation. TOC is responsible for the technical guidance of the foundation's projects according to their characteristics and development stages, and it will conduct monthly TOC meetings to discuss and review the incubation of the open source projects. The discussion topics can include technical areas, technical frameworks, technical standards, industry applications and solutions, and others. And there will be special interested group, SIG, that focus on specific topics to gather and discuss new architectures, processes, and approaches in different fields. The end-user community will be a great platform for companies and organizations to meet and form alliances in developing new technologies and projects for the next architecture ecosystem. Building and improving the next generation architecture requires the joint efforts of the global open source community. And right now, NextArch is committed to making that happen in the current open source ecosystem to avoid enterprises from being limited and locked by vendors. More than 40 companies are willing to support a neutral and non-profit foundation under the Linux Foundation that can integrate upstream and downstream open source technology resources. Here is a video that comes from the collaborators of NextArch. Okay, let's watch what they said.
We believe that this is a great initiative to take software development to a next level, and as Coreage.io, we assure an active contribution for the success of this initiative.
We are fully aligned with NextArch's vision of building heterogeneous infrastructure, and we are committed to working with NextArch's members of building the next generation.
I'm pleased to see the establishment of a neutral and non-profit NextArch Foundation that will help integrate upstream and downstream open source technology resources.
I hope that NextArch Foundation can help us quickly find the current best practices for open source software development.
Multi-cloud is the future, and it's great to see such a wide set of collaborators coming together to make heterogeneous infrastructure more accessible to all the development teams out there. Congratulations on the launch.
I'm very happy to join the NextArch Foundation, and I hope that we can contribute more to open source projects in cloud native, API, and microservice.
There are actually more and more members coming in. We hope that the NextArch Foundation can flourish, and OGA will work closely with NextArch Foundation in the future.
We congratulate the Linux Foundation on the establishment of the NextArch Foundation. We are happy to be a part of this endeavor to develop a next generation microservice architecture.
By being part of the NextArch Foundation, Aftership hopes to build a next generation technical architecture to better serve customers around the world. Congratulations on launching the NextArch Foundation.
I thank all the collaborators for taking part in this joint initiative. And if you, after watching our talk, become interested in NextArch Foundation, I encourage you to reach out for more information about NextArch Foundation and join us. We look forward to building architecture for the future together. Thank you all of you here. Have a nice day.